It happens without warning. One moment you are there, present, engaged, handling things, and then something shifts. Maybe it is one too many emails. Maybe it is a conversation that suddenly turns confrontational. Maybe it is nothing specific at all, just an accumulation of everything pressing against you at once. And then you are gone. Not physically. Your body is still there, still sitting in the chair, still nodding at the right moments, still breathing. But behind your eyes, something has unplugged. The world becomes muffled, like someone wrapped your brain in thick cotton. Words reach you 3 seconds late. Your limbs feel heavy. Your thoughts move through syrup. You watch yourself from somewhere far away, wondering why you cannot just snap out of it. People are talking to you. Their mouths are moving. You know you should respond, but the connection between their words and your response has been severed. You are there, but you are not there. You are awake, but you are somewhere else entirely. And the worst part? You cannot make it stop. You cannot force yourself back online. You cannot just decide to be present again. Something has taken over, something deeper than your conscious mind, something ancient. If you know this feeling, you have probably called yourself terrible names because of it. Lazy, weak, broken, dramatic. You have probably watched other people handle chaos while you crumbled under pressure. You have probably promised yourself 1,000 times that next time will be different. Next time you will stay present. Next time you will push through. Next time you will not disappear into that fog. But next time comes and your body does the exact same thing. Because this is not a choice. This is not weakness. This is not something wrong with your character. This is your nervous system executing an ancient survival protocol that you never asked for and cannot override through willpower. And until you understand what is actually happening, you will keep blaming yourself for a process that is completely outside your conscious control. Let me show you what is really going on inside you during those moments. Your nervous system has 3 basic modes of operation. The first mode is connection. This is when you feel safe. Your heart rate is calm. Your breathing is slow. You can think clearly, communicate easily, and engage with the world. This is where you want to be. This is where life feels manageable. The second mode is fight or flight. This is when your brain detects danger. Your heart pounds, your muscles tense.
Adrenaline floods your system. You are ready to run or ready to fight. This is uncomfortable, but at least you feel alive. At least you can act. But there is a third mode, a mode that most people do not know exists. It is called shutdown, and it is the most misunderstood survival response in human psychology. Shutdown is what happens when your nervous system decides that neither fighting nor fleeing will work, when the threat is too big, when escape is impossible, when you are completely overwhelmed and there is nothing you can do. In that moment, your brain makes a radical decision. If I cannot escape the danger, I will escape my body instead. This is not a metaphor. This is neurobiology. Your vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body, has 2 branches. One branch activates when you feel safe. It keeps you calm and connected. The other branch activates when you are overwhelmed beyond capacity. And when that second branch takes over, it literally slows everything down. Heart rate drops, blood pressure falls, muscles go limp, digestion halts. Your entire system enters a state of conservation, like a possum playing dead, like a computer forcing a shutdown to protect permanent damage, like a circuit breaker flipping to protect the house from a power surge. This is not weakness. This is engineering. Your body decided that the only way to survive the overwhelm was to reduce all systems to minimal function, to go offline until the danger passes. The problem is your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a lion attacking you and an inbox with 200 emails. It cannot distinguish between physical danger and emotional overwhelm. It just knows that the system is overloaded, and it responds the only way it knows how, by shutting everything down. Now here is the part that will change how you see yourself forever. You did not develop this response by accident. Something taught your nervous system that shutdown was necessary. Something trained it to go offline when things got hard. Let me take you back. Children are not born with an overwhelming shutdown response. They develop it. They develop it when they are placed in situations that are too much for their small nervous systems to handle. Situations where fighting back was not an option because they were too small. Situations where running away was not possible because they had nowhere to go. Situations where the only available escape was internal. Maybe it was a household where anger exploded without warning. A child cannot fight an angry adult. A child cannot run away and survive alone. So the child's nervous system finds another way. It leaves the body while staying in the room. It disconnects from the present moment. It goes somewhere else inside. This is not dramatic. This is documented neuroscience. Children who experience chronic stress, unpredictability, or overwhelming environments develop a hypersensitive shutdown response. Their nervous systems learn that checking out is safer than staying present, and that learning does not disappear when you become an adult. It becomes your default. Your nervous system still carries the programming from those early years.
It still believes that overwhelm equals danger. It still believes that shutdown is the only safe response. So when your adult life gets too heavy, when the pressure exceeds a certain threshold, your body does what it learned to do decades ago. It unplugs. It goes away. It takes you offline without asking permission. You are not choosing to shut down. Your body is choosing for you, based on lessons it learned before you were old enough to remember. Now, let me tell you what makes this even more painful. Shutdown creates a cruel cycle that keeps reinforcing itself. When you shut down, you cannot complete tasks. When you cannot complete tasks, more tasks pile up. When more tasks pile up, the overwhelm increases. When the overwhelm increases, you shut down again. And each time this happens, you lose a little more trust in yourself. You start to believe you are fundamentally incapable. You start to believe that everyone else can handle life except you. You start to believe that there is something deeply defective in your wiring. But the truth is exactly the opposite. There is nothing defective about you. Your system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is not the shutdown. The problem is that the shutdown was designed for short-term emergencies, not long-term modern life. A gazelle that plays dead for a lion only needs to stay in shutdown for a few minutes. When the lion leaves, the gazelle gets up, shakes it off, and returns to normal. But your lions never leave. The emails keep coming. The responsibilities keep piling. The pressure never fully releases. So your nervous system keeps you in a semi-permanent state of low-grade shutdown. Not fully offline, but never fully online either. Functioning, but foggy. Present, but muted. Alive, but not really living. This is why you feel tired all the time, even when you sleep enough. This is why you can stare at a screen for hours without doing anything. This is why you oscillate between anxious productivity and complete paralysis. Your nervous system is stuck in a loop it cannot escape. So how do you escape? Here is what most people get wrong. They try to push through. They try to force themselves to stay present. They shame themselves into action. They use willpower like a battering ram against a locked door. But this approach fails because you cannot think your way out of a nervous system response. You cannot shame your body into feeling safe. You cannot willpower your way past ancient survival programming. The only way out of shutdown is through the body, not through the mind, through the body. Your nervous system needs to physically experience safety before it will come back online. Here is what that actually looks like. First, you need to complete the stress cycle. Your body entered shutdown because it was overwhelmed by stress hormones it could not discharge. Those hormones are still in your system. They are keeping you stuck. You need to physically move them out. This does not mean intense exercise. It means gentle, intentional movement. Shaking your body like an animal shakes after escaping a predator. Walking slowly and deliberately. Stretching muscles that have been frozen. Dancing to one song in your bedroom. Your body needs to feel that the emergency is over, and it determines that through physical sensation, not logical thought. Second, you need to activate the safe branch of your vagus nerve. The same nerve that puts you in shutdown can also bring you back online, but it needs the right signals. slow exhales that are longer than your inhales, cold water on your face, humming or singing that vibrates your throat, gentle pressure like a weighted blanket or a tight hug. These are not relaxation techniques. These are nervous system hacks. They speak directly to the part of your brain that decides whether you are safe or in danger. Third, and this is the hardest one, you need to stop punishing yourself for shutting down. Every time you shame yourself for checking out, you add more stress to your nervous system. You confirm its belief that you are in danger. You make the next shutdown more likely. But when you can witness your shutdown with compassion, when you can say, my body is trying to protect me instead of I'm so weak, something shifts. The nervous system begins to trust that you are not another threat it needs to defend against. It begins to soften. It begins to let you back in. This is not overnight work. You are rewiring years of survival programming. Some days you will shut down anyway. Some days the fog will come no matter what you do. That is not failure. That is a nervous system still learning that the old danger has passed. Be patient with it. It kept you alive when you had no other options. It deserves your gratitude, not your contempt. Here is what I want you to carry out of this. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are a person whose nervous system learned very early that the world was too much, and so it developed a way to protect you by taking you offline when the pressure exceeded your capacity. That response saved you then, but it does not have to run your life now. You can teach your body that the emergency is over. You can show your nervous system that safety exists in the present moment. You can learn to stay connected to yourself even when life gets loud. Not by forcing, not by shaming, but by gently, repeatedly proving to your body that it is safe to stay. The shutdown was never your enemy. It was a guard that did not know the war was over. Your job now is not to fight the guard. Your job is to thank it for its service, and then, slowly, compassionately, show it that it can finally rest. You are not meant to live in fog. You are meant to be here, fully, present, awake. And now that you understand what has been happening, you can finally start coming home to yourself, one gentle breath at a time. I will see you in the next one.